Yo, what's up guys, this is Oz. Today I'm going to be breaking down Bladee Ecco2K's song Plastic Surgery. Let's get into this, man. The reason I'm doing this is because I make music myself, and by breaking down others' music, you can learn how to put this stuff into your music, because music is never completely original, it's just about making your sound unique. I was watching a producer YouTuber recently, Simon Savida, and he was saying that basically he thinks a person's musical style is it's like a combination of every single artist that you listen to in your sound, because what is going to come to your head when you're making music is what you listen to and what music you aspire to have your music be like. So my goal for this is basically to break down songs that I like, and maybe songs that you could send to me if you would like to suggest any songs for me to break down, and to basically improve my craft as a producer and a rapper. So yeah man, I'm excited for this series because I literally do this in my spare time anyway, like looking at Genius lyrics and looking at how people make their beats and stuff. So yeah, this is going to be fun, man. I'll see you in a sec. Okay, so first I'm going to be breaking down the beat. So this is not, I don't have the skills of somebody like Aiden Kenway who can break down like a full beat and remake it, so it's going to be nothing as good as that, but I'm basically just going to be breaking down the different segments of the beat using the splitter in FL Studio, like the track splitter or whatever. And yeah, I'll just break down how the beat is made, and for this one I've actually learnt the melody so I can show you how they made the melody on this beat and stuff. So yeah. So, as you just heard, the song starts with a pretty simple chord progression and melody playing over it. Now, even though I'm pretty shit at piano, I actually found a video online of this guy basically playing like that main part of the melody to Plastic Surgery. So I actually know how to play this on the piano, and then later I found out the key and stuff so I could check that it was right. But yeah, so yeah, forgive my pretty terrible piano playing, but I'm gonna play this now just to show you how they played it. I mean, obviously when they made this, they might have just clicked it in FL Studio, I don't know. Okay, so that's the main part of the melody. That loops through most of the song. Okay, so as you just heard, I just showed a part where a counter melody plays. I actually figured out this counter melody as well, or I think I figured it out. I'm still not the best at transcribing music yet, I've only just started, so it could be wrong, but this is what I've got from it so far. This also plays when the main melody cuts out, so it's a noticeable part of the song or whatever. Okay, next is the drums. So when the beat drops, you get like a spins type 808. I don't know if it is a spins, but it's like that type of long lasting heavy lows 808. The hi-hats and stuff, it's pretty basic trap drums, but the kick patterns, a lot of Bladee beats have really cool kick patterns that are kind of a bit separated from the bass, and they just give the beat some good bounce. This beat definitely has those kind of cool kick patterns. And also another thing which is sick about the drums on this is the way that sometimes it's kind of like a glitch thing. I'll play a few examples of it, but it's where the drums sort of cut out and then it plays a bit of the drums repeating, and it's kind of like the drums are glitching when the beat drops back in and stuff. Alright, next I'm going to be talking about the lyrics and the vocals. Alright, so I know Bladee has a tweet about not using Genius lyrics because they're always wrong and the annotations are bad, but I'm just going to use screenshots of the lyrics for the sake of this video. I'm not really going to use the annotations, so I'm just going to give my thoughts about it or whatever. Alright, before I actually get into like the actual lyrics part, Bladee starts the song by kind of harmonizing with the beat using autotune, and this harmonizing part at the start of the beat fits so well, like he feels like he's an instrument on the song, and somehow like this bit just sounds really good at the start. It sets like a really sorrowful like type of vibe, and that fits the lyrics that he then says in the next part. So he starts the lyrics saying
6 in the morning and I'm thinking I should have myself. 3 p.m. and I'm thinking I should get some help.
These lyrics, along with the sort of harmonies that he sings in the background with the beat, give this really sort of sorrowful vibe, and along with the lyrics shows you like the desperation that he feels on a day-to-day basis against thoughts.
Woke up feeling like I'm not myself. I hear voices when I'm by myself.
And about how that he hears voices and doesn't feel like himself. When he says that he hears voices, I don't think this means that he's literally hearing voices. I think it means like the internal struggle that he has with his own thoughts.
No sex with you, but I think that you should fuck yourself. Ice cream, baby, leave you in the sun and let you melt. Life or death, but it's a different note, cause I can tell. All through hell, I'll make a situation for myself.
Okay, going into the verse now. Here he is talking about a relationship that he's had, and the first line of this goes hard, but the second line is kind of a cool metaphor where like he likens this relationship to an ice cream on how it melts away. Like it's a really cool sort of metaphor. Here he says he can't tell the difference between life and death, which probably shows his current like bad feelings towards life, because he was earlier saying that he had suicidal thoughts and stuff. He also mentions going to hell, and even though this does not mean he's physically going to hell, like he uses this to describe, I'm assuming, a situation that he was currently going through when writing this song, or a situation that he had been through. Using the word hell, like it's another thing that's associated with death, so it's just like more imagery about death.
Go to hell, I'm making a situation for myself. 3 bags on the pack, but you still feel the smell.
So here he says that he'll make a situation for himself, which that kind of tells you that he thinks everything that's bad that's happening to him is his fault and he blames himself. This conveys his emotions to you because it's showing you how self-critical he is of himself. In the next line, he tells you how fire his weed is, that you can wrap it 3 times and it will still smell through the bag.
Watch me, baby, I come for you climbing out the well. I was almost at the top, but I looked down and fell.
Okay, when he says here that he's climbing out the well, I haven't seen this film, but I think this is a reference to a film. I saw it on the Genius page. Like, I know that Bladee tweet, but that could be right, I don't know. But if that is right, that kind of adds to the vibe of the song, because he was talking about hell and death and things. Like, it gives kind of like a sort of like scary type of vibe. The next line is also really good. He says he almost made it to the top, but he looked down and fell. Now I think this means that like he looked back at his past and that caused him to not continue getting to the top. I think this could relate to his music career, because in a lot of other songs he talks about how he fell off but he's coming back or whatever. So this could have been a time where he feels like he fell off before he could actually make it to where he wanted to get to. And if you think about what this line is talking about, this is kind of devastating, because at the time he probably thought like he had missed like a great opportunity and stuff. So this line definitely has a lot of emotion behind it.
Show up with me, mom and dad's money. What's up tagging me? It looks bad on me.
So next he's talking about going shopping, which is actually quite a big theme in Bladee's songs like Mall Whore and stuff, where he talks about how he's kind of addicted to attaining new stuff through shopping and whatever. But here he said he's with a girl who uses her mum and dad's money to pay for their shopping. He then shares that he feels insecure in being tagged in other people's Instagram stories. This could be for an amount of reasons, but it shows vulnerability, which makes you connect to the song more.
Got a band with me, we can have a party. Me and bro look clean, plastic surgery.
Next he talks about the money that he has with him, saying that he has a band which is 1,000 could be euros because he's from Sweden, but I don't know. He also says that him and his bro look clean, like they had plastic surgery, which, like, along with the money line, like these are kind of flexing type of lines, like, but it comes off as like sort of empty flexes, and this stuff doesn't really make him happy. So if anything, it kind of adds to like the depressing mood of the song.
It won't be like me, it's emergency. She said I'm crazy and you worry me. Been so hurting me, I need surgery. Need a Burberry for my little fairy.
He next says that people want to be like him, which, like, this is a common theme in Blade songs, that people want to copy him. This obviously makes him annoyed or upset in a way, so it's a way of him venting his feelings to the listener. And it sounds hard in the song because he's like showing how he truly feels about these people, and it just sounds good. Then next he said how, I'm assuming this is about a relationship like he was talking about earlier, that a girl calls him crazy, and like this, like the way this girl treats him upsets him, and he said that it so deeply hurts him, like that he compares it to needing surgery because it's like it's damaged him a lot. Now the last line, need a Burberry for my little fairy. I didn't know what this line meant, but I think it could either have two meanings. Like he's talking about this relationship again, that like he maybe keeps the relationship going through buying stuff, or it could also be he talks about a lot in his songs about spending, like in Mulhor and stuff. So I think it could also be about how he like feels like he needs to buy stuff to make himself feel better.
How could I be so naive? I can't believe I'm catching feelings.
Okay, so this Ecco2K verse has themes of attachment and addiction. So in the start of the verse he says that he's catching feelings, which makes you think that he's initially talking about a relationship.
Reason I can feel my teeth, got snowflakes all over my keys. I'm bleeding from my nose, my heart is beating too fast, shallow breathing.
But then he goes into talking about clear references to using drugs. So this verse could either be about drugs and relationships and attachments, or he could be using the attachment like metaphor for his addiction to the drugs. But the way he describes taking drugs here is not glamorous at all. He describes feeling like his heart is beating too fast and getting a nosebleed, which this, like, if you get this imagery in your head, like, this isn't positive, and it shows what drugs have done to Echo to his fans. Like, you can emotionally connect to how he feels.
You baby need to leave, no seatbelt tuck into a Prius. You're my missing piece. Will you keep my secrets? I was never evil, but I'll be your demon for you.
So in the next bit, this could either relate to a relationship or the drugs again. He says, will you keep my secret? Which that seems like it would relate to another person, so maybe it's about a relationship. In that next line he says, I was never evil, but I'll be your demon for you. And like this could relate to being in a relationship and how that changes your personality, but it could also relate to drugs, like how he would act bad on the drugs or to get the drugs that he wants.
Flying Norwegian to Berlin on weekends, then go back to Sweden. Please don't break my heart, I promise never get attached to people.
And at the end he says that he'll never get attached, but this seems purposefully contradictory because this whole verse he's been talking about how he's attached to things, either substances or a person. My goal when breaking down these lyrics was to show what thought goes behind when people are crafting these songs. Blade's lyrics and his cadence and tone were chosen to try and give off this really like sorrowful, sort of like depressing vibe, and the lyrics that he would give talk about his mental health and how he feels, as well as also his relationships and how that affects him. And in Echo's verse, it's very cleverly put together where you're not really sure if he's talking about drugs or a relationship for a lot of the song, but most likely it's probably a bit of both. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and to any producers or artists watching, hopefully this could help you a bit next time you try to record. I don't know, but yeah, peace guys.